Welcome to this video on stakeholder relations in tourism development. By the end of this video, you'll be able to identify key stakeholders in tourism development, including government, private sector, community, and NGOs. Explain the roles of these stakeholders and understand the relationships between them and their significance in shaping tourism. Tourism development involves multiple stakeholders, each with unique interests and contributions. Let's explore these key stakeholders and their importance. A stakeholder is any individual or organization with an interest in a project or industry. They may not always be directly involved, but their well-being is often impacted by the outcomes. Even future generations, both tourists and locals, are considered stakeholders, despite their indirect participation in planning. Let's break down the 4 key groups of stakeholders in tourism development: government, private sector, community, and non-governmental organizations, or NGOs. Governments play a crucial role in every stage of tourism development, from policymaking to implementation. Local governments manage tourism at the city or town level, overseeing infrastructure and services to enhance the visitor experience. Regional governments strategize to attract tourists to their regions, ensuring that proper infrastructure is in place. National governments set countrywide tourism policies, promote the nation as a destination, and handle international tourism relations. The success of tourism heavily depends on the cooperation between governments and other stakeholders, ensuring that local and regional benefits align with national objectives. Private sector stakeholders. The private sector forms the operational backbone of the tourism industry. Businesses like travel agencies, tour operators, hotels, and restaurants are essential in shaping the tourist experience. Travel agencies and tour operators create and manage travel experiences, ensuring smooth travel logistics for tourists. Accommodation and food services are vital for tourist satisfaction, providing places to stay and eat. Transportation services, from airlines to car rentals, make travel possible and seamless. By working together, these businesses not only serve tourists, but also contribute to local economies, creating jobs and promoting sustainable practices. Community stakeholders. Communities are at the heart of tourism development. They're both participants and beneficiaries of tourism, directly contributing through employment and showcasing local culture. Communities act as cultural stewards, preserving traditions and heritage that often draw tourists. They also play a role as environmental stewards, helping to maintain the natural landscapes that many tourists come to see. However, communities can also experience the negative impacts of tourism, such as over-tourism and cultural erosion. Therefore, engaging them in tourism planning and decision-making is essential for sustainable development. Non-governmental organizations, NGOs. NGOs often focus on advocating for sustainability and responsible tourism practices. They play a key role in shaping tourism by conducting research and publishing reports on tourism's environmental and social impacts, partnering with governments, businesses and communities to implement sustainable tourism projects, educating tourists and local communities on responsible practices. NGOs bring expertise in sustainable development and often collaborate across sectors to balance the needs of tourism with environmental preservation. Understanding stakeholder relationships. Tourism development thrives on cooperation and collaboration between stakeholders. These relationships are essential for managing complex challenges like over-tourism or climate change impacts. When stakeholders cooperate, they align their goals to achieve common objectives. For example, governments may partner with local businesses to develop infrastructure that benefits both tourists and residents. But tourism development isn't without its challenges. Conflicts can arise when stakeholders have differing interests. For instance, businesses may prioritize profit, while local communities may focus on cultural preservation. Managing these conflicts requires open communication, negotiation, and finding common ground to ensure fair distribution of tourism benefits. Collaboration goes beyond cooperation. It involves joint decision-making and resource sharing to address more complex issues such as sustainable tourism. Collaborative projects can include eco-friendly tourism initiatives, community-based tourism, and the establishment of guidelines for responsible tourist behaviour. Ultimately, developing a shared vision for responsible tourism is key to aligning stakeholder interests. This vision should prioritise the long-term well-being of the destination, its natural and cultural resources, and the quality of the tourist experience. By working together, stakeholders can create a thriving tourism industry that balances economic, social, and environmental needs. Through cooperation, collaboration, and responsible practices, we can ensure that tourism benefits both today's and future generations. Thank you for watching. Now it's your turn to think about the roles and relationships of tourism stakeholders in your own community.